Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jay, and today I'll be talking a little bit more about my very small collection from the perspective of a very amateur collector. So, in a previous video, I talked about the Nintendo Switch, the different handheld consoles that I have from the Ambernic RGXX, or rather the Ambernic RG Cube XX. It's that emulation devices tend to have very long, hard to remember names. I also have the Game Boy Advance and the Nintendo 2DS. Today I'll be talking a little bit more about what I have for the Xbox. It's a little eclectic in the sense that I have just a few Xbox 360 games, some Xbox One, and primarily Xbox Series X and Series S. The console that I have, the only one for the Xbox, is the Xbox Series S, and it took me buying the games and trying them out to realize that not all Xbox 360 and Xbox One games are backwards compatible. So since then, I've been very passionate about potentially getting an Xbox 360, especially since they're a little bit more on the affordable side, especially if I go to some of the local retro gaming shops here in Portland. So hopefully once I get a return on my taxes, I'm able to use that towards buying a new system. I have two games in particular, which I'll show you in a moment, that I'm really kind of excited about playing in the console, just because it does have a little bit of controversy when it comes to some of the ports in other systems. And in the original PlayStation, the home of these games, I think there hasn't been really any new ports of it, and it's largely inaccessible to my knowledge. So I'm really excited to get an Xbox 360 and experience it to the best of what I can with what's accessible now. And of course, I'm not just getting an Xbox 360 for those two games. So if there are any titles you feel passionate about, any titles you feel are an essential part of the Xbox 360 collection, let me know. Sound off in the comments. As you'll see, I particularly like JRPGs, RPGs, tactical games, and honestly, even beyond JRPGs, if there's a game that you really like, you're really passionate about, and would like to recommend, I'm open to checking it out. As long as it's affordable and I can get it preferably within my area, then I will check it out and potentially talk about it in a future video. But with that said, thank you for watching this far. I will be talking about the collection now, so let's check it out.
Woo! Orlact! Chuds! Mole people!
There is no escape from the fortress of the moles. No, except that.
So first up, we have Visions of Mana, which was actually a pretty hard game for me to get upon release, particularly for the Xbox Series X. And also interesting to know is that the company ended up laying off a lot of its staff soon after the game was released without any type of signal of how the game was doing. They just kind of went away. So with that, I'm really excited to have a copy for the Xbox Series X, just because I know if I waited too long, then copies for this game would be very hard to find, or so I think. Next, we have Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I'm really excited to play this one. I'll be honest, the original Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube, I've tried starting a couple dozen times, and I always freak out as soon as I get to that village and start being chased by all the zombies around the bell tower. So I'm excited to give this a try. Perhaps it being more modern might make me ease into the game a little bit better, maybe easier to navigate, better controls, etc. So we'll see. Next, we have The Witcher Wild Hunt. I think it's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And I'm really excited. I've heard nothing but great things. I've never really attempted to play any game in the Witcher series, so I'm really excited. This is, of course, a fantasy adventure with RPG elements and has inspired a lot of like the modern RPG genre. So yeah, I'm excited to delve more into this and be part of that. Fallout 4, and I'll be honest, I know that this is not the best entry in the series. It's one of the more modern titles. I think I've played a little bit of Fallout 3 and really fell in love with the Bethesda world of it all, and I'm really excited to explore this, particularly with the lore. I still have a lot of questions after watching the show, which of course was my introduction into the series. So I have a lot of friends that are super passionate about it and are in awe that I haven't really explored any games within this series. So glad I have that. Tales of Arise, and honestly, just look at that cover. Doesn't this look really kick-ass? I'm excited to check it out. I haven't played a whole ton of games within the Tale series, so I'm excited to check this out. I know that there's mixed reviews out there concerning this, but I really want to experience it for myself and let you know what I think. Tales of Symphonia, which I know is a classic on the GameCube. It's been lauded as one of the best RPGs in the system, so I'm excited to check it out as it's remastered. Heard nothing but good things. Excited to explore it. Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, because of course I have to play all the Final Fantasy entries. I played about 5 hours of this. I'm excited to explore deeper into the game. So far, it is a little bit of a slow burn starting, but I know that things end up picking up really fast after, a couple hours in. World of Final Fantasy is a great entry. It's beautiful. Like, I've played 2 hours of this already, and I'm just enamored by the concept of monster collecting and the chibi art style. You are able to kind of float in and out of both, kind of like the more, I wouldn't say realistic, but like less chibi version to the chibi version. And yeah, I'm excited. It's unlike any other Final Fantasy game I played. This is World of Final Fantasy Maxima. I'll push this stack to the side to make room for other games. So next we have SandLand, which of course art style by the late legendary Akira Toriyama. I'm really excited. I've placed a hold on the manga series and I've been waiting for it for months at my local library. It just looks really cool. The concept kind of reminded me a little bit of Mad Max. It's very post-apocalyptic adventure fantasy, so I'm excited to check it out. This one I know in particular a lot of people were excited about, but then when it came to release time, there's a lot of disappointing reviews around there. So I once again will not have any opinions unless I play it. If I decide that I don't like it, then it might not stay in my collection, and that goes for any of these games that I haven't played yet. Checking them out, and then as I progress in collecting more, I'll make room for the ones I like and trade in the ones I don't. So hopefully I'm not disappointed. Next we have Gotham Knights. Don't know anything about this game. It was just on sale during the holidays, and I've never played any of the Arkham games, and this one, of course, is not, I don't think it's part of that, but I'm excited to play more superhero games, so I'll have to check this out. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is the next one, and I really liked Like a Dragon Yakuza with Ichiban Kasuga. The story was so well done. It just reminded me a lot of my experiences with Persona 5. I feel like I mentioned in a previous video, it has a lot of like absurd fantasy style elements, but then simultaneously highlights a lot of the inequities and conversations surrounding, dissatisfaction with class gaps, disparities in Japanese society. So I'm really excited to explore this more. I feel like my adventure with Ichiban Kasuga was not done after Like a Dragon Yakuza, so I'm excited to check this out. This one is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and I've heard nothing but great things, so I'm excited to play it further. Diablo 4. Oh, Diablo 4. Another first in the entry for me. I'm excited to check it out, but I know there's a lot of conversation surrounding how dissatisfied a lot of people were with this. We have Dragon's Dogma 2. Excited to check this out. Heard great things. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. This one I ended up getting for like $9. So if I'm disappointed with it, it won't be too much of a loss, and I could always trade it in. Although the cover art looks just gorgeous. I'm excited to play it. Morrowind Classic came out for the Xbox One. Don't have a lot to say, but I know it's part of the canon. It's a game I need to play. Star Wars Outlaws sounds in theory like a fantastic, great time. So I know there was a lot of criticisms when it first came out, but a lot of it also had to do with how massive this game is and how short of a period of time people, particularly reviewers, had to play through the game. So there could have been some burnout involved in some of those early reactions to the game. But from what I've seen, it just looks like so much fun. So I'm excited to check it out. Sonic Superstars, also another entry into the Sonic game I need to experience in order to further invest my love of the Sonic team and universe. Metaphor Re Fantazio, of course, won so many awards. Almost made it for the Game of the Year award, but lost it to Astrobot, which is another fantastic game. I played about 20 hours of this game, and it's excellent. And as you can now tell, a lot of my love is around Atlas games. So Persona 5, the Shin Megami Tensei series. So this one kind of marries elements of both and does such a great job. It has such a compelling cast of characters, such a unique world. It's unlike what it's of course like many Persona games, but it's also kind of unique and stands as its own kind of institution within the Atlas RPG canon. So I'm excited to play through this. These Atlas RPGs tend to be very long, so it is gonna take me a little bit, especially because I have a lot going on, but I'm excited to talk about it more and share my thoughts once I actually finish. So I'll make room for another stack. Sonic Frontiers, of course, didn't get the best reception coming out, but I got it on sale and I really want to experience it. So it's not a lot lost. It's a game. I'm gonna enjoy it, I am sure. Next, on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, is Yakuza Like a Dragon. What a game. I spent over 100 hours playing this and loved every minute of it. I was pretty extensive with the gameplay. Usually I just go for the main campaign, but with this one I really leveled up to almost the highest level possible. I made sure I collected the best armor, played around with like the different classes, which play into the comedy and just absurd nature of this game, but it also is what makes it so unique, fun. Like a lot of the side missions just don't miss. They're really wonderful, and it's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I know that traditionally Yakuza games don't follow this specific formula, but as the first in the series to really kind of lean into the kind of tradition of RPGs in Japan and make it such an essential part of the series moving forward, I really love it for this. I love it for trying, and especially something that people consider dated when it comes to like turn-based RPGs. I feel like this one really succeeded in just finding its own path and being a love letter to a lot of the games like Dragon Quest, Pokemon, and RPGs that today we find very nostalgic. Guardians of the Galaxy. Really excited to check that out. I've heard really good things, and of course it was on sale, so I got it. Next we have Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, and it looks gorgeous. I am so excited to play it. So far, I finished Dragon Quest 1. I played the version that came out before this one, that was available on mobile and also on the Nintendo Switch. And I know there's a lot of criticisms around that, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I beat it within like a day. It took me a whole like I want to say like maybe 6-7 hours. I can't remember, somewhere around there, but a lot of fun. I'm excited to delve into this and learn more about that lore of Dragon Quest. And I've also played Dragon Quest 11, which was actually my first entry into the series, and that one was excellent. I feel like there's a lot of great video essays on the beauty of taking it slow with Dragon Quest, somewhat like a bedtime story. So I might apply the same logic to this one, although I can't really wait to don't have the patience to take it that slow, so I might play it in big chunks rather. Wolfenstein II, The New Colossus, is another game that I just throughout the years have heard great things about, but don't know enough about. So I can't really talk about it too much, but I'm excited to play it, and I'll let you know what my thoughts are. Then we have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I am really excited about this one. I know I was listening to a podcast called Into the Aether, and one of the hosts, I think his name is Brendan, talked about it extensively, so made me excited enough to really check it out and get it once again because it was on sale during the holidays. So yeah, plus I love Akira Toriyama, and any excuse I get to really immerse myself into that world, I'm down for. The beautiful unicorn Overlord, finally got it. I kept saying Overload. I love this art style. It reminds me a lot of 16 Sentinels, which I know is the same creators, but that game was breathtakingly gorgeous, and I'm glad to see that art style continue with this series in the Atlas universe. So I'm once again lover of RPGs, tactical games, so I am sure I'm gonna love this one. This one also had a lot of buzz surrounding like potentially being game of the year, so I'm really excited to play it. I'm sure I'm just gonna love it. Jedi Survivor, another Star Wars game that looks just beautiful and so much fun. I don't really care what the conversations are surrounding it. I'm just excited to check it out on my own. I'm sure it's a game that was, heavily talked about when it came out and kind of fell off a little bit, but it looks gorgeous and I'm excited to play it. Also was at a great price. Now, drum roll for the last two games in my Xbox collection. Also, the only two games I have for the Xbox 360, which I do not yet have a console for.
Hello, this is Mole Man in the morning. Good Mole Man to you. Today, part 4 of our series of the agonizing pain in which I live every day.
That I was talking about. We have Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 13-2. I definitely want to build my way up to the third game in the series as well. Look at how it shines. It's so metallic and just gorgeous. I love the cover art for this. This game also has the booklet with it. I'm just in awe with the art direction for this game. It's enough to want me to want to get these games and play it in the optimal best way possible. The story just sounds phenomenal. The person selling me this game sounded a little bit kind of like warning me of what a slow burn the game is, and asked me if I've heard any of the conversations surrounding the release of these games. I don't care. I'm really excited to play this, and it looks beautiful. You know, part of that Final Fantasy complete playthrough, but I'm just exceptionally like excited for this one. It looks really, really wonderful, and cover art is gorgeous. This one also comes with a booklet. It's giving. It looks great, and I'm really excited to explore it further. Look at that. Oh my god. So when I was talking about the controversy earlier, I was primarily talking about the ports on Steam. I did buy that version for the first game, and was soon kind of on the floor just reading some of the negative comments surrounding that port. So I'm hoping that this plays better on the Xbox 360. I mean, why wouldn't it? I don't know if it's available on the PlayStation 5 as of, now. And if any of the games are backwards compatible with it, but I own these, so might as well. And of course, I won't stop at just having these two games for that system. I'll be keen to explore other titles like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, and any games you recommend. Please sound off in the comments. I am interested in checking them out, so long as, like I said, they're affordable and accessible. But look at these are beautiful. Anyway, that is it for my Xbox collection. Thank you so much for watching this far. I saved the best for last, hopefully. And with that said, thank you for the support. I'll see you soon. Nope.